What's up, guys? Powerbang here, and I'm actually bringing you guys a video today that's going to discuss all of the changes, or at least all of the ones that we're dealing with regularly, that came out as part of the latest update. You guys saw my past couple videos on Valkyries. The Go Vaho has kind of been my focus thus far, just because I knew it was going to be a very, very strong strategy. But this video is going to be aimed at discussing what went right, what went wrong with the update, where I feel like they can improve, where I feel like they hit the mark, and where I feel like they fell short. So, that being said, guys, this latest update was a pretty significant game changer as far as the way the game was played. So, a lot of mechanical changes, a lot of behind the scenes, under the hood type of stuff. So first, let's start with troops. We'll play some raids in the background, guys, so that you guys can see some of these new troops in action. Just horsing around here, I'll show a bowler raid. Doing a little bowler walk. This is not intended to be any sort of strategy or guide or please do this or anything like that. This is just the bowlers in action. You guys can see them, chucking rocks basically. But first off, let's talk about Valkyries, guys. The increase in damage and the mechanic change to make them attack faster basically once they get to their target. I absolutely love this change. A lot of people got really upset when they nerfed Valkyries this morning after the latest update, and I felt that the nerf was warranted, guys. Valkyries levels 2, 3, and 4 were slightly reduced in hit points, in exchange, though, for significantly higher damage output, as well as just the mechanic of hitting as fast as they do when they go in. They wreck heroes just instantly. They wreck Inferno Towers instantly. Like, it's crazy the amount of damage that is happening from our lovely redheaded friends. So I'm a huge fan of the damage. For those at Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9 that don't have those max level Valkyries unlocked yet and are concerned about the hit points, try bringing more heal spells than you're used to in your Go Vaho raids, and try prioritizing the Valkyries inside of the heal spells rather than saving them all for your hogs. Make sure that those Valkyries stay up. If you heal early and often, you should be good to go, and that extra damage output is really going to put a hurt on the base. So Valkyries, 2 big thumbs up. Love the changes. The nerfs, in my opinion, were definitely warranted. Otherwise, you're going to have an overpowered troop, which is going to get 100% of the play in Clan Wars, which is stupid, in my opinion. So they did a good job bringing it back into line. But the changes to it, oh my god, love them. I'm 3-starring Town Hall 10s now pretty consistently with Go Vaho, and that's after the nerfs, even though those nerfs do not affect level 5 Valkyries at Town Hall 10. That being said, guys, moving on to Hog Riders. Hog Riders were bumped up to level 6, a little more HP, a little more damage. I have also been 3-starring Town Hall 10s with just straight up Goho. Not as regularly as the Valkyries, but definitely something to consider is those Hog Riders. Absolutely love it. So another big 2 thumbs up for the Hogs. Definitely needed, and that's going to help those Town Hall 10 and 11 players actually have a chance at 3-starring other than a AQ Wak Laloon, which, yeah, that was cool. It took some skill, but it also sucked that that was your literal only chance to get any sort of skilled 3-star attack. So moving on to the next couple troops. The Bowlers, you saw them in the last replay, guys. I think they're kind of a gimmick. Not super impressed with them right now. However, I haven't used them very much. I just haven't found a place for them, so I'm pretty much neutral on them at this point. I know how to funnel my troops just fine with Wizards. Wizards are cheaper, they don't cost as much Dark Elixir, and they are fewer housing space. So why would I take a Bowler then to do what a Wizard can do? No problem. I don't know. So another thing that maybe I have an advantage on more than most players is the ability to direct my queen where I want her to walk, which means I could be breaking into a layer of walls and walking my queen inside that compartment to take out interior buildings should I choose that be necessary. And that is where a bowler can reach those buildings from outside of the walls maybe a little bit more easily than the queen can navigate to. But again, if you're skilled with, queen walks, I don't see the use of the bowler per se. So the jury's out on that one for me, guys. I'm still looking for ways that it can be used. I'm aware of the bowler walks. I'm aware of the healers on it. I still find it to be pretty gimmicky and also unreliable. At the same time, I will start looking for more viable ways to use those troops in the future. So there's that. What's next? Goblins. Goblins I have not actually leveled up yet, but, it's pretty straightforward. You have a higher level, little green guy to steal resources. Nothing wrong with the goblins. I'm all for it, and I'm happy that they released that at the Town Hall 9 level. So, some other things that they did this patch that, were very, very noticeable were quality of life changes. Some of these were fantastic. Others of them were a little bit baffling. Let's go over some of the changes that they made first to the quality of life that they did great with. Things that I really liked. The quicker spell build time. I don't know how you can complain about that. You're building spells faster than you used to, using them more in raids, having more effective raids, and getting more loot. Great. 2 thumbs up. Nice work. Join the live replays at any point. Now, there were some things done this update that for streamers, for YouTubers, fantastic changes. I can't thank you guys enough. What those changes that I'm referring to are the ability to jump into a live replay at any point in time. So for me as a streamer, when I'm showing a replay and then I get out of it and I get to the menu and I see that there's a live attack going on, I can hop into that replay now, as long as it's not full. But there's no after 30 seconds the ability to get into the raid goes away. That's all over with now. I can get in till the very last building goes down, and to me that is a great change. More replays being available in your war log. It went from, I believe, 4 that you could access in previous patches to, I want to say, 10. Your entire attack log now is available with replays that are equipped, so you can actually see anything that you've done in your recent attacking history. Now, again, guys, for content creators like myself, that makes it very, very easy for me to, get content. When I put out my first Gavajo video, I didn't realize that change was even in existence, and I was literally trying to get 4 Town Hall 10 triples in a row where I really didn't need to. I could have just gotten 4 out of 10 somewhere and picked and chose when I created my video. So thank you for that change as well. Happy with it. Loot showing up on the loot cart, very minor, but it's also nice to know how much loot's on your base and how much you're getting when you pick up that extra loot that the attacker left behind when he stole all of your resources. So I'm happy with that change. The builder status, guys, really, really like that. It's very, very easy now to basically go in, go up to the menu up here, check the builder. You click the little information icon, and all of a sudden you can see what's upgrading, how much time is left, and all that good stuff. You can click the buildings in the actual drop-down menu, and it will take you to them. You can find them. So as you can see, I'm kind of toggling back and forth. Beautiful. Love that change. I think that's awesome. Another thing, guys, if you go to your clan and you check out the war win streak, check that out. 5, you can see by going to all of the major clans, if you wanted to see how another clan was doing, you just go over to bookmarks. Be like, oh, sweet, let's go see how One Hive's doing. War win streak is 0, so they lost their most recent war. So you can kind of get that benchmark of what other clans are doing or how long their streaks are, or even if the other clan is going to try, as in some of our recent wars. We just got a perfect war, guys. I'd recap this one, however, there's not much to show, so I want to show a raid that came from this, just one raid, and kind of drive home the point of clan wars and balance and matchmaking and all that good stuff. We're going to talk about matchmaking in just a minute, but check this out. We got Johnny Bravo, and he's going against a very high level Town Hall 11. He's got pretty much a maxed out base here, minus just a couple buildings and a 3-level difference on that Grand Warden. But basically, guys, check that army composition out. It's an Archer Queen walk that's coming in. He's got a couple giants. He's going to bring Valkyries. So Quad Quake goes down on the right, and the beautiful thing is he walks up and down the side of this base, and he's going to send Valkyries to the core. Now, before the patch, this was unheard of. Now that we have the Valkyrie buff, the way they attack is just so much different. We send in some giants there, do a little funneling, open up the walls, and now we have a straight shot to the core. So Really, really, really liking the overall changes to war. The 3-minute timer, I told you guys, was not going to be an issue. Everybody was freaking out about, oh my gosh, we don't have enough time anymore. You absolutely do. You just have to get your head out of the mindset of we're going to Archer Queen walk for 2 minutes before we start our actual raid. Now, that's a thing of the past. Now, we have different strategies. We have Hogs and Valks that are very, very potent. Especially at the Town Hall 10 level. There are guys out there that are completing raids with more than a minute to spare at the Town Hall 10 level, which is crazy. So it really goes to show that, you know, you can still AQ walk. Notice the Queen's still up here in this Town Hall 11 3-star. Everything, you know, works just the same as it did before. You just have to tweak your approach just a little bit, and that ends up becoming the current meta of the game. So happy with the balance. Now let's get into some of the things that were a little bit more baffling. You know, for example, let's start with what everybody's been talking about, the air defense design, guys. What in the heck is that? Now, first off, personally, I'm a graphic designer, guys. I have an eye for design. I have an eye for things that look nice or out of place or whatever. Like, these are the same air defenses as before. Well, let's go look at some lower level air defenses. And maybe, I don't know, level 6s. There we go, some level 6s. Now, graphically, I don't have an issue with those, guys. I think those look just fine. Now, what I have a problem with is why? Like, what the heck got into the dev team that made them prioritize the graphics on a single building out of all of the buildings? Why would they pick air defenses and be like, I think this is going to be a pretty good building to, we'll just completely overhaul it. Put some, you know, yellow and red barber stripe looking things. We'll do that and call it good. And it's like, what in the world? How did that receive any priority at all over some of the other things that could have been worked on or more polished or whatever? Maybe their artists were bored, didn't have anything to do. I don't know. It's really hard to speculate, but I didn't understand the reasoning behind, you know, the artwork changes. Not that they're bad. A lot of people did not like them, straight up. Like, I heard 100 times that the air defenses were awful, that they were ugly. Supercell even, you know, they obviously heard the same thing. They put out a message saying that, you know, here's an update for you, optional, and this will revert some of the artwork for the air defenses specifically. So, that being said, you know, the Queen and King platforms, great, they look a little different. Who cares? I mean, it's a ho-hum thing. I just don't understand why time or resources were spent on the platforms and on the artwork for something so minor. I have a hard time now even distinguishing what level an air defense is by looking at it. So for me, that hurts the functionality of the game, not having top of mind recognition. When you go to look at something, you can't even recognize it or what level it is. It's like I see 3 you know, firecrackers coming out of the end of those tubes. To me, that's a level 3 air defense. Or, you know, it's just not, I don't know, it's not intuitive, it doesn't really sink in. So not a real big fan of the air defense design and redesign and then reversion of the redesign. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. So another thing that kind of drives me a little nuts. Let's go look at the war events. Oh, wait, where are the war events? Oh, they moved down to the bottom right. Now, why? Why? What was wrong with them up on the top? I don't understand it. So that's another thing that, again, why are we tweaking with things that aren't broken? If it is not broken, stop fixing it. So that is my feedback there. We go to the war events, guys. You can hardly tell who is who here. I can't tell you how many times I clicked into a replay thinking, oh, let's go watch our attack on them. Oh, wait, it's not the right team. So why would they take... I just did it again. I went to click the top right where the war details button used to be. It's not there. Now, that is something that is muscle memory for me. I will be able to relearn that in time. But again, it just begs the question, why? Why are they spending resources and time doing these things? So, back to the war events, just really, really bland, blah. You know, you can't tell who is who. You can't tell which attacks were successes or failures quickly. So that's cool, I guess. What is cool is the fact that you can play replays from all of these right from the tab. So that's nice, I guess. But really not a huge fan of the changes they made with the war events menu. Felt like it could have been done better. And, I don't know how those changes made it through, to be honest with you. That being said, moving on to the next stuff, the Clan Wars matchmaking. I don't know. As many of you guys know, we tried to match up with PB and Jake Patreon clans this weekend, or not this weekend, but Tuesday. We went to match up a 50v50. That's 50v50, guys, with equal weights. And we matched up. We tried to anyways. And we sat in queue for an hour waiting to match each other. Now, after an hour, it was determined that another clan was better suited for Jake's clan, and they were matched to a Chinese farming clan that used bases that basically looked like this. So all of the bases here in the clan were just like this one, and that was really unfortunate. Well, we waited another half an hour in queue, and lo and behold, we got another Chinese farming clan with bases that look like this. So in an arranged war, attempted arranged war, where all of the weights, or at least the old weights, were even, we sat in queue for an hour, and we still mismatched in a pool that I don't know how was it that small. Anyway, so 50v50 missing in a arranged war is concerning to me. It's not like a 30v30 where you've got that pretty big gray area where, there's a lot of clans in the pool, so to speak. We were doing a 50v50 with a random town hall ratio spread, and we didn't match. So that to me was concerning straight off. I worry about the future of arranged wars. One thing that is encouraging though about that is Supercell did acknowledge that there is something going on in matchmaking that is not intended. Clans are waiting for far too long. I've heard of one clan actually having a 34-hour war search, several like 15, 16-hour war searches. I know ours were hours, every single one of our clans, WHF2, WHF, Jake and PB's Patreon clan, all of those were an hour plus at least. And the concern for me is, okay, that's great. If we're going to have to wait that long for a matchup, at least give us a clan that, is fun to play. Like this crap that we're seeing right here, when you start cycling through these bases, and you see this, like, this is just deflating. You come through and you find, just crappy bases from top to bottom, and with, save a few, but it's just like, okay, so I waited how many hours to go against something that is completely worthless, doesn't help me get better, isn't challenging, isn't rewarding, and we have to sacrifice a regular schedule as well as, the fun of an arranged war. That's a bit of a gut punch for me. So I really hope that they're working on the matchmaking. I don't think it's too late, guys, but there definitely is work to be done on matchmaking specifically. If they can't fix it in a timely manner, my recommendation is just to roll back the changes. Like, no one wants to wait around for multiple hours in order to match a clan that just isn't fun to play. At least before, we could get our mismatches in a reasonable amount of time. So, that's all I really had to say negatively about, the update. For the most part, guys, I'd say it's probably a 7.5 out of 10 for me. The matchmaking being the biggest issue, the balance for me being one of the biggest positive things. The different troops that we're now able to use at Town Hall 10 and 11, I think it's fantastic. The quality of life stuff, guys, is just monstrous. The ability to cook spells. I mean, you go in here and you're like, oh, I want a heal spell, and it's done in 20 minutes. Or I want a poison spell, and it's going to be done in 10 minutes. That just, it helps so much, get us inside, help us farm, help us raid. And I haven't been raiding this much in quite some time. I'm trying to relearn the new meta, trying to learn the game all over again, it seems like. But I will say that I've 3-starred now a good percentage of the time after the changes. It's still difficult, guys. I wouldn't say that it's overpowered yet anyways, but for really rudimentary raids and introductory stuff, I'm seeing pretty decent success rate while using skilled attacks, but you still have to execute them very well in order for them to be a 3-star. So that's kind of my thoughts, guys, on the updates. Loving the Valks. You guys know I do. I love the Hogs. The Bowlers, I'm not sold on. Other stuff is kind of ho-hum for me, but that's going to do it, guys, for this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about the update in the comments. Try to keep it constructive, though, guys. Don't complain just to complain. I don't want to hear any more about how you don't like the air defense design, because that's been, we're beating a dead horse at this point. But if there's something, that you guys feel was really good for the game, let me know. If there's something that you agree with that I said that's negative, or you have something of their own that you think that they could work on, provide suggestions. Tell us what you liked about the game before the update, and where you'd like to see it head. So that's going to do it, guys, for the episode. This is Powerbang. For those of you that stopped by the stream tonight, thank you so much. It was absolutely off the chain, epic once again. And for those that have made it this far into the video and do enjoy those streams, I do now have a live schedule of my live streams posted on my website, powerbanggaming.com. Go check that out. It'll tell you when I'm streaming. So in short, that's every Saturday, Monday, and Thursday. So Thursday, Saturday, Monday, and then if things go well, things are pretty awesome, you guys are receptive, you guys want me back, I'll come back for a 4th flex day to be announced every week, and we'll figure things out from there. So guys, it's been real this evening, but for now, it's Powerbang. I'm signing out till later. Take care.